Hey folks, Chef Jean-Paul Bourgeois here, and I'm in the Louisiana Cooking Test Kitchen, your authority for all things great out the Bayou State. In this video, we're gonna combine two of my favorite desserts, bread pudding and bananas Foster. Let's get to it. First things before we get cooking, let's go over some of the ingredients. We have white sugar, heavy cream, milk, white chocolate, croissants, Hawaiian rolls, sweet Hawaiian rolls, 2 whole eggs, 6 egg yolks, some vanilla, brown sugar, salt, powdered sugar, butter, and of course, bananas. We also have some Myers rum and banana liqueur that's gonna add to that sauce at the end, but let's get started on making that custard, if you will, that's gonna be soaking into the croissants and the Hawaiian rolls. First things first, let's get this custard started. I'm gonna get my small little sauce pot on high here. I'm gonna add these 2 cups of cream and then a cup of milk. Also have some white sugar there. I'm gonna combine that just until it starts to bubble around the sides. I don't wanna bring this mixture to a boil. I just wanna see it warm and bubble along the sides. So just kind of keep your eye on that. Rule of thumb when doing this in a kitchen is don't walk away from a pot full of cream or milk, because when you do that, that's when it boils over. Then you gotta mess in your hands. Then you gotta start over. Let's not make that happen. All right, our cream and sugar mixture came up to a very gentle boil. I'm gonna take the white chocolate kind of morsels here and then just slowly incorporate them, continuously whisking throughout, just kind of wanting to make sure that they get fully melted into that cream mixture. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna just move that off to the side like so. Get rid of this whisk. And then into this bowl, we'll take those 6 yolks, 2 whole eggs, vanilla extract, and then really want to whisk these until this mixture kind of starts to turn pale. Smooth and pale is what we're looking for. It'll take a couple minutes. See it's starting to froth, starting to lose a little bit of that deep yellow color and starting to get more pale. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so what we want to do now is temper these egg yolks with this hot milk mixture. So we just want to take ladle full at a time and just slowly drizzle that mixture into the yolk. And the reason we're doing this, we don't want to cook the eggs. Slowly temper the eggs with that hot liquid. I'm not trying to create a scrambled egg here, trying to create a nice custard for that bread to soak in. I just add a nice little pinch of salt into this mixture here. The croissant's gonna have a fair amount of salt, enough to season this bread pudding. I always like to add a touch more just to bring out some of the sweetness in this custard. All right. So we're gonna set this custard aside for the moment. We're gonna cut our croissants and our Hawaiian rolls into chunks. I like larger chunks. This is a great recipe to make a day ahead, as it should sit unbaked for 24 hours into the fridge before you throw it in the oven, just to allow that custard to really soak into the croissant and to the Hawaiian roll. All right, same kind of thing. I'm just gonna kind of go down the line. That's all I want to do. You can kind of break them up with your hand here. From there. Now before I put that into my baking pan, I want to butter that pan really aggressively along all the sides and bottom. I've just softened some butter. If you want to melt it and use a pastry brush, go ahead. Now what I like to do is try to get some bread into that custard. Put as much as you can to safely fit in that bowl. The rest you can kind of throw in the bottom of the pan here. Then I'll use a spoon to just gently kind of fold that custard into the bread. I'm really not trying to smash this bread down. I want it to stay in these larger chunks. Just want to add it to the bowl enough to get everything kind of moistened. That's looking good. And then you can take this and go right into your pan. Spread that out, disperse that nice and evenly. You can let that fully cool and then wrap it and then put it in your refrigerator. Or like I said, 24 hours is ideal. If you need to do less, go ahead and do less. But 24 really is the magic number here. So this tray is ready to go into the fridge. It's gonna cool. We're gonna put some plastic wrap on top, and it's got 24 hours into the refrigerator. Now, lucky for us, we have one baking in the oven right now that's gonna be ready in the next 10 minutes. All right, folks, I can smell this bread pudding cooking in the oven. I just took a sneak peek. The top is nice and crispy and golden brown. I gave it a jiggle. It looks right. So let's go grab it out the oven. It's been in for about an hour at 300 degrees. And look at that guy right there. Man, see how that just crisped up on top, and then you have this nice custardy pudding on the bottom. We're not finished yet. Remember, we got to get the banana Foster part of this recipe done. Very simply, I have a skillet right here. I'm going to turn it on high. I'm going to add a stick of butter to that skillet and get it melted down. While that butter melts, I'm going to go ahead and slice my bananas. I'm going to do them a little bit on a diagonal. A couple ingredients that you want to have on hand. Remember this stick of butter. I have a quarter cup of brown sugar. We have the 3 bananas sliced and also some Myers rum and banana liqueur. That's going to create our sauce. We just want to get that butter mostly melted and add this brown sugar into it. What we want to see here is over high heat is a melted butter and dissolved brown sugar to create this kind of caramel looking sauce. Once I feel that brown sugar has been dissolved, I can feel that by stirring. I'm going to add my bananas to this mixture. Be careful, that's going to be really hot. Just want to get that brought back up to a nice rapid saute. Add a touch of salt into here. Just a sprinkle, just to bring out some of those natural aromas of the brown sugar and banana. All right, we're ready to go. I'm gonna add about 4 ounces of rum. Then also another 4 ounces of, 2 to 4 ounces of banana liqueur. Just want to flambe that. Now we want to make sure we're cooking this until the flame kind of disappears. That means all the alcohol is being cooked off, and that's going to finish our sauce. And also is the final touch for our Bananas Foster bread pudding. What I'm doing right now is just letting that sauce reduce after the alcohol is browned off. It's looking pretty darn good. While that goes, well, I'm just gonna hold on for a second. It's right there. Just needs to thicken up a bit. Notice my bananas are still holding together, but they wanna fall apart, which is the perfect place we wanna be as using a finisher for that bread pudding. All right, I'm gonna shut the fire off. Let's see, how do we wanna serve this? I'm gonna just try to cut serving spoon, saucing spoon. I just take some bananas, take some sauce. Lastly, you can finish with a little powdered sugar. That, my friends, is your Banana Foster bread pudding. Of course, you know the deal. We ain't done yet. We got to get a bite out of this. All right. Whew. I love the ratio of custardy bread pudding on the bottom with crispy croissant on top. Oh, my mouth's watering. Whew. It's going to be hot. Am I ready for it? Wow, that's even better than I expected. Two of my favorite desserts coming together in one pan, straight from my kitchen to yours. Thank y'all for watching. My name's Chef Jean Paul, and I am out.